Hey everybody, this is Pop's Reviews, and I'm back again with another video. And as you can see, I have a package that came in the mail here. This is something I was excited to get here, and I've been watching quite a few videos, but there isn't really enough videos on this particular game that I just received. And I'm just going to give a shout out to Rod Tabletop Hoops. This is something I've watched plenty of his videos that kind of got me going to get this game. So please check out his wonderful channel, Rod's Tabletop Hoops, and you'll see he has a wealth of knowledge of different basketball games and different basketball systems, and his knowledge of ABA basketball is just fantastic. So I always love watching his playthroughs on different basketball games out there. So because of Rod and as well as Mr. Steve Tower from After Further Review, watching some of their stuff on this particular game, and maybe you've guessed it here. I don't know. We'll see. I just slightly opened this package here, and I've got it kind of upside down, so hopefully things come out nicely here. Okay. So there's nothing else in here. Nothing else. Okay. So this is, I have it upside down. Let's clear that out of the way here. Oh, we got a shot clock here. And as you could tell by the name, Hoops Pro Basketball 2017. So yes, I got the Hoops basketball game here. So this is something I was excited to get. I've seen Rod and Steve Tower do some videos on this here, so I was super excited to check this out. The gameplay system just seemed really nice and easy. So this is what I got in the box here. So you got this time clock, and it's nicely laminated. So got that. Let's open up this here. You can see Galactus's base in the background there. So let's open this up here. Oh, I guess it opens up this way from the top. Here we go. So we got this here. So there we go. Hoops. Obviously, this is from ASG Games, and so we have, what do we have here? So we have a little I guess remarks, it says, from the designers, a little write-up. So this is nice, and the creators, Mark and Andy. So V. So got a little write-up here. It's pretty much, I guess, a rule book. So it's each page hasn't been stapled, but it's a rule book that you'll have to put together, I guess, or staple it or whatever. So I believe it's like a, how many pages is this here? 12. Let me see here. We got how many pages for this rule book here? I know I went to 12. I think it's a little more than 12. Looks like maybe I'm going to say a 15-page rule book. Somewhere in that area. You get, there's a few charts. You have a few charts there at the background. The good thing about this game is you don't really need a lot of charts because everything is kind of like on the player cards, which is really cool. So you have a little extra flavor. There's some optional charts here. There's a block shot chart, a rebound chart, excuse me, and here to give you examples of the cards here. So this is all part of kind of like the rule book. What is this here? This feels laminated. So you got, yeah. So they got rules, but it's not stapled or anything or hole punched or anything. Just kind of just in there. And then we have Hoops Pro Basketball no dice supplemental instructions. I believe a lot of these things too you could just download off their website at ASG Games. So you could do that as well. So, and this feels like it's a really nice paper stock here that they have this on. So it gives you a little instructions for the no dice, how to use the no dice system. But I think I will use dice with mine. I'll have to see if this is just strictly the FAC cards, or can you use dice. I'll have to look at it better here. So they give explanations for that. So it's a really nice card stock, paper stock for that there. And then you're gonna have here, I have the different let's see, different cards here for the fast action cards, as they're called. So these are all in here, fast action cards. So I'll have to take this apart and let's see this here quickly. Again, really excited, guys, because just the gameplay. I've been watching all these videos from Rod and Steve on this game, and I'm surprised not many more people actually play this game. I'm sure many people have it. And again, like as you know from my previous videos, I do own Replay Basketball, so I do love Replay Basketball. It's a really fun game. For me, it takes a little while to play it though, which is, again, it's fine with me. I'm totally fine with that. But it does take a little while for me to play. But I do enjoy Replay Basketball and the you know, trying to figure out like what's going on kind of thing. Like they have like the keys on the cards for the different players, and so it's really neat. And then to see like the end results for everything is pretty cool. So you can see I'm just kind of taking out these cards here. So they're all kind of sectioned off. I forget how many cards are supposed to come together here, and I think if you flip all the cards, does that make a full game? I'd have to look at the rules again for this. I did download the rules on my phone just to kind of get a little early read here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sets of rubber band fast action cards, I believe they call them. Play action cards, fast action cards. So you're going to flip these to find out who gets what kind of thing. So it come together like this. Center, offensive 9, you know, and then it tells you what the rebounds are and that type of thing. So you just kind of, you put them together like that. You'll flip and put them together to see what the action is in your game. So I will take those apart here now. I purchased the game with the cards here, and then you're able to either, you know, you could purchase it as parts, and then you could either download. You could buy like a PDF for the game, or you could buy the printed cards. So I decided to go with the printed cards. I didn't want to cut out a bunch of PDF cards. I've been cutting out a lot of PDFs for a lot of other games recently, and I'm just don't want to cut anything right now. I just want to just have cards just ready to go, and sometimes it's just nicer to have kind of thing. So I got and what season, you're able to pick out a season with your game if you're buying like the full game. So I picked out the 89 NBA season, the 89-90 NBA season, and so I'll tell you why in a second. I believe at the time when Rod was showing off his game, he was actually play testing the 89-90 season, and so I'll tell you why I purchased this season in a sec here. For Replay Basketball, I have the 85-86 season. I have the 92-93 season. I have the season with the Mavericks and the Heat in the finals, whichever year that was, I can't remember. And the year that the Raptors won, 2018 or 19 or whatever that year that was. So I have those 4 seasons of Replay Basketball, and now I have the 89-90 season, and And then I'll tell you too, my favorite team is the Chicago Bulls, right? So, okay, having said that, why did I pick this 89-90 season? Of course, the Pistons were the NBA champions, the bad boys, a team I just despised and hated because they stopped Michael Jordan, my favorite player, from going to the finals. But this season resonates with me because one, it was kind of the season that got me into basketball, that got me. I was starting to play basketball around 89, 90. Wasn't an awesomely good player because I'm only like 5'6", my height. But I played really good for my height. I wasn't a last pick on a team or nothing like that. So so the 89-90 season for me was like the first real season I really started watching and pay attention to the Chicago Bulls. I started hearing about Michael Jordan because for me, my previous basketball experience before that was my dad. He loved he loved to watch. He was the Laker fan, so he loved watching the Lakers. So I would see games, like I would watch and see, like, the Celtics and the Lakers playing a lot of the times, or the Celtics against the 76ers. My uncle was a Dr. J fan too, so I would see a lot of those games at my grandparents' house with my uncle if the games were on there. So I did have knowledge of basketball, but for myself, really watching came into like this 89-90 season. And so I was starting to play basketball a little more in that time period. That's probably like my grade 8, grade 9 year in school. And then the other thing was I also had a Sega Genesis. So I had a Sega Genesis, and the Sega Genesis game, Sega kind of came out, I believe, around 1989-90 in that area. And so that season, they had, for that year, when the basketball game came out for Sega, it was Lakers versus Celtics and the NBA playoffs. And what year was it for that game? It was this year, the 89-90 season. So for that game, they had it was like 8 teams in the game. It was like kind of like the last 8 teams, 4 from the East, 4 from the West, and then they had the All-Star teams from the East and the West. So really a total, I guess, of 10 teams, but the 8 regular teams. So for that game, I knew the rosters really well. Like I knew, of course, I was a Bulls fan, so I always played with the Bulls. And then you had like a team like San Antonio that had David Robinson. I believe that was his rookie season. And then he had Terry Cummings, power forward, Sean Elliott, small forward, Willie Anderson, the shooting guard, Rod Strickland, the point guard. So, I knew the teams pretty well. Like, obviously, I knew the Pistons line up with Edwards, Lambeer, Rodman, Dumars, and Isaiah, and the Phoenix Suns which was a surprise, because I think they had eliminated the Lakers early. The Lakers are also in the game for the Genesis game, because how could you not, I guess, put the Lakers in? It was the Lakers, Portland, Spurs, Suns. That was the West. The East was the Pistons, the Bulls, the 76ers, and the Celtics. And I think the Celtics got eliminated early, I think, too, by the Knicks. But the Celtics made the game because obviously I guess they want Magic and Bird to sell the game, for the Genesis that they were in the game. So I'm sure that's why they kept it here. So anyways, so this is why the season is resonating with me. And then the other thing would be, the Bulls, lost the Pistons in the Eastern Conference Finals. They lost in Game 7, and so they lost in Game 7. That's the famous Scottie Pippen migraine headache game. So I would assume in this game, can you imagine if Scottie Pippen didn't have the headache for that game? or if one of the other bulls, like a Horace Grant or Paxton or BJ, whoever would have stepped up and would have contributed, and if the Bulls would have won, would we be talking about Michael Jordan having 7 rings, 4 straight from 90 to 93, right? That could have been a possibility. So for me, this is actually a cool idea to kind of see, do the Bulls have a shot to beat the Pistons? Because if they would have gone on to play Portland, I'm sorry, Rod, but your Trailblazers would have gone down just like they did in '92 to the Bulls. So, so this a little shot at you, but I love you, guy. I love your channel, buddy. But yeah, so this is a kind of cool way to kind of play this out. Of course, they have many different seasons for Hoops Tabletop. They have a lot of the ABA stuff, I think, and so in the 70s, and then some stuff for the 80s. The 90s, they only had a couple seasons. They had, I think, the 92 season with Chicago and Portland, and then the 96 season with the Bulls blowing out everybody when the 72-10 team was a set I consider, and I might get that one, even though the Bulls are like just so much head and shoulders above the rest of the teams in that day. I don't know. We'll see. And then I might be excited to get what's going on currently right now in the NBA playoffs as of where we at now, May 6, 2024, with Minnesota and Denver. I'm excited to watch the game tonight. It is Monday, May 6th, so tonight would be Denver and the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm excited to see Anthony Edwards play tonight, so it would be cool probably maybe to get this current season that's going on now and have like the Timberwolves, the Nuggets, the Lakers, the whole West there, Oklahoma, and then to have the East of Boston and Milwaukee, the Knicks. This season might be a good season to play out on your tabletop, actually. So I might actually be invested in getting that season whenever Mark V whenever they make that. So yeah. So let's see here, and I could see that we have all these different things here, different rubber bands, and you're seeing like the top cards are all like Atlanta Hawks. You're seeing like so I guess when I take these off, I guess the Hawks are the top cards here. So I'll have to see how deep does it go here. So we got Dominique. So I'm gonna have to put these all together by their team. So here's Dominique and Doc Rivers here. Of course, I'm going to try and do a playthrough for you guys as soon as I read up the rules a little better. But I kind of already know, like, obviously you have like the name. The cards are really nice. They have a nice, good paper stock to them. Nothing on the back or anything. But you have like the name of the player, Dominic Wilkins, Atlanta Hawks, 8990. And then this X4 is like his rating of how much he would get the ball, because there's cards in this fast action deck, or play action deck, or whatever you want to call it here, that gives you a number. And so if it says like, if it says like for a 1 or more, then Dominique's a 4, so he'd be able to get the ball, as opposed to say Kenny Smith here, who's a 0. So Dominique would get the ball before Kenny Smith does, kind of thing, on certain cards. So you have Dominique. I even forgot Kenny Smith played with the Atlanta Hawks. I was thinking that maybe he was with the Sacramento Kings, possibly. Rod, you'll have to tell me about that. You probably remember better than I do, actually. But here you see his card. So the position he played, small forward, and you could have him possibly play at power forward if you wanted. They kind of give you his bit of stats here. For the season, so he averaged 26.7 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists. And then you have an option if you want to roll the dice you could have before the game starts to see if he is in the lineup or not. So if you roll a 2, then he wouldn't be in the lineup. You'd have to replace him for somebody else. This number here, I'm not sure. We'll have to figure that out. It tells you 36 minutes a game that he played. FS, not too sure. Is that his foul shooting, maybe? No, because his free throw's down here, so I'll have to figure what that is. His D, I'm not too sure what that is. Again, I'll have to figure that out. And then his assist rating, a 10, ball handling 3, offensive rebounding 13, defensive rebounding 9. And then there's going to be stuff like, again, when you flip the cards here. So we get something like center offensive 4. Let's say that came up like that. Let me put this better in your view. So let's say you got center offensive 4. So then let's just pretend he's center. So then you would look, 4 would tell you this rating here from 1 to 6. So that would be on his inside column, and then you'd roll dice. I think you do need like two 6-sided dice and possibly a 10-sided dice to play this. So you'd roll the dice from the 2 6-sided dice, and then you have a turnover. I think a basket plus a foul, possibly what that is. F2 is a foul, maybe a 2-shot foul. And then a miss is a blank. That's just a miss. Basket means he scored. And then assist. Then you'd have to roll to see who would get the who was the beneficiary of his pass. And then a turnover or / maybe an offensive foul, like a charging. So then you have his outside column. This is the fast break column, F, and then you have his defensive column. Because some cards will call for whoever he's guarding, that it goes onto his card to find out what the other guy what happens to his what he's doing on offense according to his defense. Then you have your free throws. So on a 2 to 8, he's good, and a 10. Then you have is this his 3-point shooting? I think that's his 3-point shooting. And then his F3. Is his F3 3-point shooting? I'm not too sure. Or his, again, I'll have to look this up, guys. And this is when calls for a defensive 3. If a guy's shooting a 3-pointer, like if it's a 3-point attempt, then you'd roll on here for that guy to see if Dominique's covering him. Then it'd be a 2 to 5 and a 10 for that guy to shoot a 3-pointer. So I'm gonna have to sort all these cards out. Looks like, and again, this is a nice card stock. It's a shiny gloss card stock, so that's really nice. And so I'm gonna so I have like here, got like Doc Rivers, so he played with the Hawks. So I got 2 Atlanta Hawks, so I put them aside, I guess. Then you got 2 Celtics here, Bird and Paxson. I put those aside. So I'm going to have to do this and sort this out for the rest of these guys here. J.R. Reed, Randolph Keys. I think maybe this was season, possibly. So very interesting set. There's a lot of good teams in here. Here's Michael Jordan's card. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Bulls, can they beat the Pistons? Can they beat the Pistons like in a 7-game series? Possibly, right? They probably should be able to. If Scottie Pippen didn't have the migraine, then they probably should be able to beat the Pistons, I would think. But we'll see. You could play it out, right? So, you have Jordan and BJ. So I'm going to have to sort through all these different cards and put them by their teams together, but I look forward to doing that. But anyways, guys, so again, this is Hoops Basketball, and again, a game I was really looking forward to. The ease of play looked really good, and then like the time period to play it in, it seems like it's probably doable. Like, you could probably play this within maybe an hour and a half or something like that, or maybe even less. You know, there's guys out there they play games like within an hour and that, from what I hear. So I look forward to playing this, trying it out, and I just got to brush up and read the rules a little more. And when I do, I'll try and get a gameplay of it, and we'll see if I get a full gameplay or a quarter. We'll see how long it takes to play the game for myself. And but yeah, if you have any questions, anything concerning this game or previous videos, please let me know. Thank you guys for your support of my channel, even when I don't make a lot of videos. I had you guys in mind. I was trying to make a video the other day, but it just didn't turn out well. I wasn't happy with it, so I scrapped it. But this it's looking pretty good. I mean, like I said, I'm excited to play this. This has been around, I think, since 2013, according to this here. And the rules are revised March 2022. So yeah, I look forward to this. Looks like a nice, easy going system. From what I see, the results are pretty, pretty. I'm not going to say realistic, but it's very comparable to the season, I guess. I mean, I'd have to play it to see, like, are guys getting their exact stats. I don't think anything will be exact like how it was, but it's probably comparable to what they played, which is really good. That's what you want out of your games. Like, you don't want when we buy these games, you don't want guys to be unrealistic, but at the same time, you want to have the chance of, could something possibly have happened? But if it didn't, that it's why, because this team was just naturally better than the other team, right? So, and that's why we buy these games, to play out the games and see, like, something could happen, but it didn't, and you're like, okay, that's good, because this is the simulation that I wanted out of this, right? So, so I look forward to it, and again, like, to see the Bulls, to see if they could beat the Pistons, because again, they went to Game 7. The Bulls should be able to take them, right? But we'll see, right? I'll have to play it out. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to try it out and play out some of these other matchups. So, but anyways, guys, again, if you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them. I'll be more than happy to try and answer them for you. And I thank you for your support. Thank you guys for watching. And hopefully I'll see you in a video soon. So take care, everyone, and God bless. See you in the next video.